Hey, YouTube. Well, I'm out the bed. All right, just quickly, I'm doing a lot better. It's going a lot better than I thought it was going to go. I've only been home, I think, 3 days, but I went out on my first doctor's appointment today on the train by myself. They've given me a walker to walk with, but I don't really need it, I don't think. I'm going to use it if I go out of the house, but it went well. I didn't get winded. I'm on the mend. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? Let me think. Oh, yes, Funky Dineva. I'm not an enemy of Funky Dineva, but it appears that she has put her foot in it. Sometimes I wonder if people put their foot in it deliberately. I wonder if it runs the numbers up just to be controversial. So, turned it on today, and I saw a couple people responding to Funky Dineva, this video. I do watch him. And I saw the video, actually. So he says, his name of his video was "Enough with This Everyone Hates Black Women Bull Crap." I just don't see it. Maybe people who are around a lot of women all the time in hair salons and stuff like that hear a lot of chit chat between women, but I've just never heard that women were feeling like everything that happened in their life was because the world hates black women. I don't see it that way. I see it much more the opposite. I think the world is much more hostile towards black men. I honestly believe that. When you watch, I'm a news junkie, so when I watch news shows, cable news, many more black women are on there than black men. If you go into a workplace, most workplaces are much more friendly to black women. Unfortunately, in many households, from what I understand or my observation is, the women oftentimes makes better living than her husband, or she is better educated. I just think that, as a rule, black men are more people are more intimidated by black men. Black men have a harder time making it in this society. Perhaps it's because they have to compete with white males in the workforce, where maybe what am I talking about? Oh, okay. So I was raised in a family, all women. My immediate family I had two sisters and one mother. So I was raised about all women. So for me, women were always in dominant position. Dominant position being the parents, mothers, aunts, and things like that. There were some marriages that worked, but I didn't live in those houses, So I was used to women being in charge of everything. So I've never had a struggle with feeling like the world hated black women. I just never saw it that way. It's not black women who are being shot in the streets. It's not black women, but people grabbing their purse when you walk by, so you won't grab it. Anyway, so of course they're concerned with the issues of a black woman. They're black women. Hell, I'm a gay man, so if there's an issue with gay men, obviously I'm going to have an interest in that, or I'm going to see it through those lenses. But this might be one of those manufactured things they put out there, because I just don't buy it. Of course, I've seen many times. My spirit's coming back. Many times I've seen a lot of sisters get on the bus. They mad. They don't look approachable, right? And I used to, for years, think, well, they're angry black women. Right. But that's bullshit, because I can remember in high school, my friends in school would always ask me, even the teachers would ask me, why you look so mad? Why are you so angry? But I said, I'm not angry at all. It's just the way my face looks. You know what I mean? So people, but apparently I presented as a person who was standoffish, angry, mad, and whatever. So we all know that black women are the bread and butter of this YouTube thing, right? You go to any gay men's page, and primarily you're going to see women are the audience. So I don't know why Dineva come up with this idea that he wanted to say enough of this bullshit. Because we, as gay men, have been hated a lot longer than them. Depends on who you're talking to. A lot of people would say that gay men were the most hated. Certainly, LGBT people were the most hated among all people. Maybe that's changed slightly in the last 10 years or so. But we were the ones who were scorned. So that's how I felt. I felt like we the most hated people on the planet because we got so much negativity. But everybody sees that. I'm sure white women feel like they are underserved and not respected. And, I mean, when they compare themselves to their husbands or their white men, so. Stop, Jimmy. I remember I was telling my partner once. I said, "You don't understand what it's like to be a black person." He was a white guy. This was going back 40 years. And he says, and I tried to explain to him what it felt like. What does it feel like? He asked me. And what I described to him, that's what he felt exactly. He described to me when he described how he felt all of his life. And I explained how I felt all my life, how I felt I was a rejected one. Well, he felt just as much as being the rejected one because he was gay. Nobody gets a pass. So I don't know why this man chose to single out these black women when they are his audience. Not only his audience, but all the people he talks about are women. He dresses up and acts like a woman. His routine is geared around women and from the perspective of being a woman. So I don't maybe he had an argument with one of his girlfriends in the bar or something. And she felt like she was the most hated. I never even heard that statement. When I was kind of looking around, people were saying, well, Malcolm X said the most hated person in America is a black woman. So this is how I constantly get into conflict with these Bible worshipers, because they'll pick out one statement out of context, written 6,000 years ago, like that has some basis in reality because it's in the book. Because Malcolm X made a statement, it doesn't make it gospel. Just his opinion. And we don't even know what context he gave it in. He was a militant fighter, however. And he saw things in that way, through that lens. So anyway, when I got that lesson, though, about why don't I fix my face? I look more friendly or more approachable. I heard that also when I was working in retail in my 20s. They would always say that, smile, look relaxed. This is how I look, honey. People ain't pretending to be something. That's who I am, shit. Dineva, maybe wearing that dress, the damn wigs too long has made you feel like you now know the mind of a woman. And you don't. You don't know what it's like to be a woman. We don't know their struggle. We don't know about when they're dealing with these men. Because for me, as an outsider, I would say, what in the hell? What do you see in him? You like him? But it's a man and a woman. I have no understanding whatsoever of what women go through in many ways. Yeah, we connect in some areas, but I'm not going to sit up here and try to tell a woman about how to raise children. Or I'm not going to tell a woman about heterosexual relationships, or how she should view life, or how she should feel. You feel how you feel. Hell. I don't think they're no angrier than nobody else, you know. But I do feel like black men are more hated than black women. Just an opinion, my observation. Yeah, just gonna leave it like that. If he's talking to women all the time, maybe he's getting their perspective too much, or not getting it in balance with what black men go through. Black men go through a lot. I do understand that black men go through a lot. Now, for me, most of my life, I didn't spend it in corporate world or working world and things like that. I kind of gave up because I could never get a good job, make some good money and stuff like that. So I chose the streets. But for people who are actually out there in it, very hard on black men. People don't want to hire, a lot of times they don't want to hire black men. They have many more women, I believe, my observation, than black men. I gave a talk about HIV at the San Francisco State University a few years ago. And the seminar was full of black women. This is San Francisco State University. Now, the university, as a general rule, is a lot more Asian people and white people, but they were coming specifically for HIV/AIDS in the black community, right? That was my talk. And what I noticed was the whole room was full of women. There wouldn't be that many brothers in the college. So they're, generally speaking, they do put more emphasis on their education, plus all the things, the natural responsibilities of a woman. I mean, have children, and I'm sure their lives are not easy. Stop it, Jimmy. But anyway, Dineva, I don't know what your angle is on this one. You're going to get a conversation going because if they start dropping them numbers down. I think Dineva plays around in them girl clothes so much that he feels like he is a woman. Some of these gay boys, they talk about their reality shows. They get all into these personalities. This one, Nene and all them girls. They just... I remember when I first came out, 19 years old. They say there's two kind of gays. Gays that hang around with women and gays that hang around with men. So I guess I was one of them gays that hang around with men. When I came out here, I just went to gay bars, and I lived in West Hollywood, and everything was gay, all the day gay, right? But I did know there were many people who worked in hair salons. They had women for friends. They got along better with women. So they're kind of a different kind of a personality. But they're all their friends were gay. A lot of times they worked either in design or fashion. We intersect so many places, particularly things like fashion and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm going to give my 2 cents. Fortunately, I'm not totally well, so I can't get in there and dig to be evil. I want to be evil. Get a little evil me. Okay. All right, Dineva, leave your constituents alone. I don't know why you choose to hammer them over the head today or a couple of days ago. But I don't see that women are wearing the world hates black women. I think that a man can wear that much easier. The world hates us. Any group can say that. I know gay people are still obsessed with being gay. Oh, because I'm gay. Oh, I'm gay. I ain't had them kind of thoughts in 30 years. But that's where they're at. People are, they see things through their perspective. And when you are blurring the line about perspectives, you're trying to do a woman's perspective as a man. I don't know if you can do that. You know what I mean? When you immerse yourself with all of this woman stuff, woman's conversation, then you feel like you can speak on women's issues or how they feel, or tell somebody else how they are supposed to feel. You don't do that. You ask them, how do you feel? not this is what you're supposed to feel. Maybe Dineva was coming off one. I don't know. I don't know. But I give my 2 cents. All right, people. It's good to be out of the bed, walking around, getting better day by day. Yeah. So pain's not out of control. It's getting better every day. Try to stay out of the bed. Just kind of walking around the apartment, doing little things. Mama's on the mend. Later.